Hello everybody and Merry Christmas! Now, you might have noticed I'm wearing the exact same jumper as I did in my previous video, and that's because I'm recording 2 videos in one day. And I just got this Christmas jumper and I love it so much. It's got the Coca-Cola van. I know it's a little bit, what's the word? Bear with me whilst I think of the words. Bureaucratic maybe, because it is like basically an advertisement for Coca-Cola, but I really love it. I think it's really cool. Anyway, for today's video, I'm going to be going over my biggest controversial opinions about The Sims 4. Now, it's safe to say us Simmers are a really opinionated bunch, and we all have so many strong opinions about the game. So honestly, I really want to have a discussion in the comments section. That would be so fun. I'll get involved. I really want to hear your guys' unpopular opinions too. So just be nice to each other, because, you know, we've had a bad year this year, and I think it's good to be kind to each other. So let's try and be kind and constructive, but also give your opinion freely. That's okay. So for my top 5 unpopular opinions about The Sims 4, number 5 on my list is I do not think The Sims 4 Seasons expansion pack is the best expansion pack we've ever had for The Sims 4. Yeah! I said it. Honestly, I like the Seasons pack, don't get me wrong, but I don't think it's a good enough standalone pack. In my opinion, weather should be base game. I know a lot of people think like, oh, it should be in a Seasons pack, but honestly, they made us convinced that we must pay extra to get out of an eternal summer in The Sims. It doesn't make any sense. Why is that not base game? Because if you remove the Seasons aspect from the Seasons pack, it's basically just kind of like a hobbies and interests pack. Honestly, they should just put weather in base game and instead release weather related hobbies, or, you know, stuff packs or game packs around weather. I would much rather that approach. And do not, the Sims team could technically make more money from that if they sold us 4 separate packs instead of 1 big pack. So from that perspective, they could make more money and I would be happier. So I personally do not want the Seasons pack in my game. Let me know what you guys think, because I know most people love the Seasons pack. Okay, next up on my list, number 4 is I hate the new sentiment system. Now, if you don't know, in The Sims 4, they recently released a new sentiment system, which is supposed to enhance your relationships with other Sims. For example, if something bad happens between your Sim and another Sim, those Sims may hold, you know, some kind of deep grudge against each other, which will affect their relationship in the future. It's an alright idea. I like the idea of having sentiments because it's the closest thing we are going to get to having memories in The Sims 4. I just kind of feel like, you know, what does that mean? Yes, the Sims grow a grudge against each other, but why? What does that mean? When a Sim feels sad, they have a blue ring around their profile picture and it says sad or depressed, and their face looks like
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just
in the picture. But really, what does that actually mean? What does that really mean? It's got no depth. It's so surface level. Honestly, I really hope that for The Sims 5, they improve the way that Sims experience and feel the world, because in The Sims 4, it feels very surface level, and these sentiments do help to make it a little bit better. But honestly, I do not think it provides much, and I do find it a bit glitchy. Okay, next up on my list. Now, this is probably the biggest one that's been dividing the whole community. So I'm guaranteed some people will agree with me, but other people will disagree with me. So number 3 on our list is I really hate the idea of an open world system. What the f? If you don't know, in The Sims 4, the world is basically closed, but you're able to visit a community or public area around the house that you're in. So you cannot visit any other lots, but you can visit a small vicinity of the public area around where you're living. So from that respect, it's kind of like not semi-open world, but more so like quarter open world. When The Sims 5 comes, I really hope they make it a little bit more open and flexible. But honestly, I much prefer having a closed world system, just because I do feel like it would be, you know, much more welcoming for players who don't have high-end gaming PCs. Anyway, let's move on to number 2 on my list. I love building in The Sims 4. I honestly love it so much. It's my favorite thing to do. I'm not that good at it, but I love it so much. If you're a builder too, you're probably going to hate this opinion so much, but I honestly hate the new platform tool. If you don't know, in late 2020, The Sims 4 released a new platform building tool which allows you to build new platforms, which are basically small elevations which allow you to go up or down to have new creative build ideas. And don't get me wrong, it does make building in The Sims 4 so much more creative, and I do love it for that. But it is so buggy and glitchy. Every single time I've tried to use the platforms, it's been super buggy. The way that you have to use them is so specific, and it requires actually a lot of advanced knowledge about the way The Sims 4 works and how to take advantage of and how to make sure you don't come across glitches and bugs. It's a really advanced tool that only really good builders can use. And in my opinion, you know, The Sims 4 is an 11+ game. It's advertised as be who you want, do what you want, be anybody you like. It's an inclusive game. game, yet the building tool for the platforms is not inclusive. There are too many ways it could go wrong. Every time I've literally tried to use it, I have failed. And every time I've used it, there's always been a bug or a glitch. And oh, I just hate it so much. I just hope that they work on it and realize that it's still not totally perfect. I'm really, really hoping that they actually fix these bugs because they are not an integral part of building in The Sims. They are not an obstacle that you need to deal with. It is something that's stupid and needs to be patched out, basically. Anyway, that rant over with. Now, on to the number one controversial opinion I have. Honestly, I guarantee that 99.99999% of you are going to absolutely hate me for saying this. And I'm prepared for the hate comments in the comment section below. Now, my number one most controversial opinion about The Sims 4 is I think The Sims 4 is better than The Sims 3. Yeah! Oh my god. And do you know what? I'd even go as far to say The Sims 3 was the worst Sims game we had in the entire franchise. I can just see the smoke coming out of people's ears and the red cheeks and people getting angry with me. Firstly, let me just address the fact that it was extremely slow. It didn't really work that well. Every single feature was poorly implemented. The more expansion packs that there were, the worse the game got. Even with like high-end powerful gaming PCs, The Sims 3 is just an entirely broken game. EA didn't even try to make it work. All of the expansion packs for The Sims 3 were absolutely ridiculous. Like the expansion packs were so stupid. They were actually missing quite a lot of features. One of my favorite expansion packs from The Sims 2 was the Open for Business one, where you could, you know, run your own shop and do things like that. And I loved it so much. So in The Sims 3, they released the Ambitions expansion pack, which was basically kind of like a work-based expansion pack, like The Sims 2 Open for Business, but they didn't include all the business elements. And I was so angry. Second to that, they didn't really have like a proper fame system. I think they had the Showtime pack. I personally didn't buy that pack. I think that introduced some kind of fame system, but honestly, it wasn't that great. Again, there was a city expansion pack. I forgot what the name was. It was kind of like the Sims 4 City Living pack. But again, honestly, it wasn't that well implemented. I really kind of hated it. Ugh. In addition to that, the open world system was so tiresome. Every time you wanted to go somewhere, you'd have to watch your Sims travel there. And honestly, sometimes it would just take too long. And I didn't really like that. In addition to that, you know, the graphics was not that good. The Sims looked like fucking jacket potatoes. They look ridiculous. In addition to that, you know, the build mode was really, really difficult. I personally found the graphics quite grainy and dark. And also there was a lot of cash grabs. They introduced the Sims 3, I think, store system, where basically your game was full of pop-ups where you could, you know, spend credits on buying new furniture and new worlds and things for your Sims game. It was kind of like DLC, but it's not like stuff packs or anything. It was like you literally just buy like one item, and they were always really, really, really overpriced. Every time I play the game, I just get all of these pop-ups and adverts to try and buy these things, which I didn't want. Don't get me wrong, actually, I did really love The Sims 3. I love playing the Sims 3 World Adventures pack. That was honestly my favorite game to play. From that perspective, I do have some happy memories playing The Sims 3, but honestly, it wasn't that great. The Sims 4 is a lot better. The graphics is better. The build mode is better. Honestly, I do think the gameplay is a lot better in The Sims 4. Everything is just so much better, and I know a lot of people, you know, trash The Sims 4 a lot, and don't get me wrong, there are many things wrong with The Sims 4, but it's certainly not the worst game in the franchise. I personally believe The Sims 3 was, and I know you're gonna hate me for that, so I am sorry, but it's just my opinion. Anyway, they were my opinions about The Sims. What are your controversial opinions? Let me know in the comment section below. I really, really want to know. Let's start a discussion. Other than that, thank you so much for watching today's video. Most of you who watch my videos do not actually subscribe, so please subscribe for some more content. I would really appreciate it. I upload videos 2 or 3 times a week, and recently I've really been upping my game with my videos, so I'm really excited to share some new content with you. Other than that, thank you so much. I hope you have a very Merry Christmas if you're watching this at Christmas time, and a Happy New Year. Other than that, thank you so much. I'll see you next time.